And the A train out across the 30. A return of 25 yards, and Michigan will go to work looking to establish a ground game. That's been the theme all year. Anthony Thomas leads them with only 3.6 yards per carry, though, 368 for the year. Brady starts at quarterback. His favorite receiver so far has been David Terrell, who we'll also see in the secondary at some point. Thompson tonight also in the receiving crew. They've been banged up all year long. Steve Hutchinson, they hope can go, but they're not sure how long. He's got an ankle and rib problem. Nass, Zeman, Brandt, Backus, and Backus so far playing the best of their O-linemen. Anthony Thomas gouges out about 3. Aiken Adell makes the tackle for the Purdue defense, which Adell has been a big part of. He's their sack leader, sophomore from Texas with 5 so far this year. Dinkins, Mitrione, Nugent join him up front. Mike Rose, the senior outside linebacker, 2 interceptions already. Lorzell and Fells also in the Purdue middle. And in the secondary, big test this week, Michael Hawthorne. They'll try to match up with David Terrell as often as possible. Beasley, Kennard, and Dunnigan, the other DBs. Thomas again. And lost it on impact at the 36, and Purdue says they've got it, and they do. A Boilermaker recovery. Second play from scrimmage, Anthony Thomas coughs it up. Their first lost fumble all year.
Third time this year that the ball's gone on the ground by any Wolverine back, and the first time that the fumble has gone over to the opposition. And the one thing that Lloyd Carr and his staff knows is that they must not allow Purdue to start like this. Great field position.
Adrian Beasley recovers at the 36. Breeze takes over. Right to work, and it's dropped by his favorite receiver, Chris Daniels. The Purdue offense, first in the conference, 9th in the country. Jay Crabtree, fine running back. A little bit lost in the shuffle, but averages better than 6 yards per carry. Breeze, of course, with the headlines. Daniels tops in the conference and 3rd in the country. Almost 10 catches a game. Stratton, the tight end. Sutherland, 99-yard catch last week. Randall Lane, the other wideout. Matt Light leads this group up front. They have allowed Breeze to be sacked once all year. They fake the shotgun draw. Breeze on the run across the middle, caught at the 22-yard line by Robert Tolbert. Good for 14 yards, his 4th catch of the year. The Michigan defense, 18th in the country, a proud unit led by senior Rob Renas. He leads the defensive line, 23 tackles. Williams and Wilson, very rugged as well. The linebackers, DeHanny Jones, leading tackler on the team with 33, a career-high 11 last week. Gold, Brooks, and Hall with him. In the secondary, boy, will they be busy. And Tommy Hendricks, the tone setter back there, the senior from Houston, second team All-Big Ten last year. Whitley, Patman, Howard, and a cast of reinforcements all day long. Jay Crabtree has a hole left side to the 15. Ian Gold stops in there. Pickup of about 7 for Crab, 1,000 yards, 39 touchdowns, on pace perhaps to even better those numbers this year.
Yeah, last year was one of the great seasons in history for any quarterback in the nation. And here is what I'm calling the charge of the Light Brigade. New players on the field after the huddle break.
And they toss the other way for Crabtree. Room near the 10. Should have the first down at the 11. DeHanny Jones made the tackle. What is this twist about now? The Light Brigade business.
Yeah, Joe Tiller has devised a way to get subs into the game without the defense being able to adjust. He waits till the huddle breaks. Then you see a unit of 3 or 4 players leave the field and another unit to replace them. They rush, line up, quick snap. Brandon Gorin, the right tackle, did a fine job there on a quick toss. Here it is again, the charge of the Light Brigade. And Michigan is back on its heels.
Stratton came in along with Cliff Jackson. 5 wideouts. Breeze with time over the middle into some coverage that time, and incomplete for Stratton.
Dave, we've seen a variety of things already in this game. A drop ball, a great catch, and now a breakup, an error, throwing into double coverage by the great quarterback.
Tried to throw to both safeties that time. Patman and Hendricks covering Stratton at the goal line.
A rare mistake by Drew Brees. This is a bracket situation. There's no way he's going to get that ball in there. Good job by Tommy Hendricks in the secondary and Patman, the free safety.
Out they come, 2nd and 10. 5 wide. Time to go to the end zone for Daniels, who can't bring it in. He would have been out of bounds anyway. This important moment. Almost half the time they convert on 3rd down. Coming after Brees on the safety blitz. Incomplete again for Daniels. The 3rd time they try to go to him and he can't bring it in. Todd Howard with the coverage. Purdue will have to go for 3.
Yeah, and if this ball goes through the uprights, it is the very first points that will have been recorded in the first quarter against this Michigan defense in this entire year. Real bad sign for Purdue thus far. Chris Daniels dropping 3 balls, not good.
George, very accurate, in fact the most accurate kicker in Purdue history, and he sends that one through from 28 yards. So Purdue settles for 3, but it is the first points allowed all year in the first quarter by Michigan. By Anthony Thomas, but Drew Brees only 1 of 5 on that opening drive, which started at the 36 of Michigan. Of the 4 completions, though, 3 through the hands of his favorite target, Daniels.
Yeah, Chris Daniels will surely get himself together as this game progresses.
As Thomas hopes to as well. And Dortch again down the middle to the 5. A short return out to the 17 of about 18 yards. And now Tom Brady will try to get something going. Never really had a chance to catch his breath on that abbreviated first series.
Tom Brady's been an outstanding leader, and when you talk about great football teams or teams that are doing well, you can always point to this same, they have one thing in common in every case. Somebody's doing a good job of leadership, and for the offense, it's been Brady.
His numbers don't match up to Brees, few do, but he set Michigan records last year through the air. Play fake all day. Now guns it for Terrell, wide open to the 43. Sophomore from Richmond, Virginia, brought down by a linebacker trying to keep up with him, Jason Lorzell.
Terrell, the next great player, according to the Michigan coaching staff, the guy who plays both ways. Nice job of locating the seam in the zone.
26 yards. Michigan back to the ground on first down. Thomas backs his way for maybe 3. Brady for the first quarter, and then the pattern is Rue Henson gets the second quarter, and Lloyd Carr will huddle with the coaches at the half and decide where to go, who has played better so far, who they like for the second half.
They have one of those committee meetings, and it's a committee of 1. Lloyd sits down with the coaches, then he tells them who's going to play the rest of the game. That's how it has to work. The head coach must do that in the quarterback situation.
3 wides for Brady. Stumbles a bit backing out of the pocket. Aaron Shea, the talented all-around fullback, knocked out. A little bit shy of the first down. Let's check in on Duke and Florida State. Chris Fowler.
Yeah, Dave, the beginning of a very long day as fogdog.com takes us to Jacksonville. The Noles cash in a pick on Duke's first play. Winky to work, 4 yards. Breeze for Heisman fans. Take note.
Stiff competition, no question, for Peter Warrick. But you really have to consider Breeze through September and then Breeze through October as 2 separate campaigns. We'll see how he does with this relentless parade of top 10, top 15 opponents waiting for him this month. Toss out, Marcus Knight. 2 tackles broken right past Beasley, up the side, inside the 20. 4 tackling by Purdue. 28 yards later, Knight run out of bounds by Mike Rhodes.
And did you ever think that you would see Michigan on 3rd and short raise up and actually throw the football? Good protection, brilliant call, And an even better move by Marcus Knight, the engineering student from Sylacauga, Alabama. An unlikely combination here in the big house. And a big play for the Michigan offense in what they're doing in answer to the crowded lines of scrimmage.
From the 20, little bit of a hole left side that time for Thomas, or perhaps 3. Anthony Thomas is the running game. He has 2/3 of their carries. He's their leading rusher coming in, 368 yards. Their second leading rusher has carried it 3 times, and that's Terrell for a total of 66 yards.
Yeah, and Terrell asked you the young backs, but the games have been so tight.
The split backfield. Brady again all day to the end zone for Terrell in the corner. Caught it, touchdown.
If you didn't know who the Heisman Trophy candidate was at quarterback, you might pick number 10 for the Wolverines. Tom Brady has come out to make his statement about who it is that can throw the football with accuracy. Chris Clopton, number 23, trying to cover Terrell, could not match his speed and agility to the back corner of the end zone.
Brady now to hold for Jeff Delverne. Good, 7-3. A laser from Brady to the 6'3" David Terrell in the corner. Michigan answers.
That air about him. When he gets in the football game, he looks different than he does off the field. His eyes take on that focus. Look at that. That's a leader right there. And it doesn't hurt that you got a guy like Terrell that can get himself wide open, who can turn defensive backs like spinning tops and get in the corner of the end zone and make the catch.
He's 6'3". They had 5'7" Chris Clopton trying to play that jump ball in the corner of the end zone with him.
Well, I'll take 6'3" over 5'7" most every time.
Hayden Epstein recovering from knee surgery, set to kick it deep. That's Larry Shine. Also back Randall Lane for the Boilers. A short-lived early lead off Michigan's first lost fumble and first quarter points surrendered all year. This will be Shine from the 2. 2 broken tackles for the return, only out to the 20. One more look. Brady to Terrell.
Obviously, this is a great throw, but what you may not understand is that Terrell right here knows that he's got his man beaten. Clopton's body was turned, rotated. He could not recover quickly enough to get to the corner. He might have been able to have broken the thing up had he been able to keep his equilibrium there. Watch how the celebration of Mr. Terrell progresses this week. It's with his teammates, not out by himself getting in trouble with Lloyd Carr and everybody else.
By the book this time.
Oh, yes.
Inside, it's Crabtree. Jay Crabtree, one of the unsung runners in the Big Ten, about 9 yards. And Terrell stays out there and plays corner and is in on that tackle along with Tommy Hendricks. Michigan defense very intent on not letting Crabtree get those 7, 8, 9-yard gains, especially not on first down, because it's that much easier to throw when they run that way.
Ironically, and here comes the light brigade again. This time it's the heavy brigade. They're bringing in big guys and they're going to 2 tight ends.
Pete Lockheed, 93, the second tight end out. Crabtree for the first down, not much more than that at the 30. James Whitley, junior corner. Larry Foote, sophomore linebacker, bringing down Crabtree.
The first time Coach Tiller did the light brigade thing, it confused the Michigan defense. The second time, I said they were back on their heels, and they were. This time, they just lined up and played. Now, that's not a good sign for that strategy, and we may not see it a lot more. Here it is. So we got to change to the heavy brigade just went off. The light brigade just came back, and we're back in the shotgun. This is interesting.
Crabtree picking his way, and that another good first down gain of about 7 yards.
We said that it was bad news when Purdue receivers dropped the ball. It's good news when they can run the football. When Purdue's running game is going well, Drew Brees has all his weapons at his disposal, and that's when he's the most dangerous.
Joe Tiller refining this offense in the years spent in the Canadian Football League and the Western Athletic Conference. As Purdue 4-0 for the first time since the Mike Phipps days, 1967. Mid-60s, the glory era for Purdue. You may have brought it back. Finally hanging on for one is Daniels, and this good for the first down. They'll give him the 43. Todd Howard spilled in there. Coming up tomorrow, week 4 of ESPN Sunday. Brees with the call at the line, and under center this time for the snap. Short drop, passes dropped by Vinny Sutherland. We check in again on Florida State. Chris?
Yeah, Dave, and Peter Warwick is at it again. 7.5 minutes in already. 2 touchdowns for the Seminoles, number 9. This one 46 yards from Wenke. Now 6 total touchdowns on the year for Florida State. 9.
Off and running in Durham. Drew Brees, only 2 of 7.
4 drop balls, David.
62% for the year coming in. Movement left side up front, Matt Light. Junior tackle from Greenville, Ohio.
Stay in this football game.
They've outrun their passing attack, 29 yards on the ground, 19 through the air. Randall Lane shucks the tackle. High steps to midfield and beyond. And Lane run out by Hendricks at the 38-yard line. We've seen broken tackles both ways in this first quarter, and that goes 24 yards.
Oh, and you go back to the old reliable, the bubble screen. Ian Gold misses the tackle. Nice move by Lane here. Little high stepping down the sideline. More speed than Michigan expected out of him, I'll guarantee you. Good looking play. That's nothing but a toss sweep to Purdue. Here comes the heavy brigade. 2 tight ends.
Jim Herman, defensive coordinator, even called it the bubble sweep. Didn't even call it the screen yesterday.
He thinks of it like a sweep.
Well, that time the movement was right in the middle.
They're not paying attention to your business. That's what's happening up front, the defensive lineman at Michigan.
Brees looks up, overthrows Daniels, who was open at the 25. And Brees will come back to the huddle and say, my bad. He says, I should complete every pass. Ron Dane, all 88 yards last.
Didn't make an inch, David. And he only got the ball 8 times, which I thought was kind of odd. With some of the great runs he had early in the game, you would think they would keep handing to him. But Michigan can intimidate and shut down your run. But right now, the Michigan defense is facing something they have not seen. Massive personnel change here just before the snap of the ball.
And might not have had time to get that time off before the play. It's all about creating mismatches, but are they getting a little too complicated for their own good?
That was a very serious coaching mistake. Here come 5 people running on the field. This is what happened just a few moments ago, and confused their own offense, used up the clock too much, and you have to blow a timeout. You lose the momentum. You're rocking and rolling. You're going down the field. You got a great defense on its heels, and you give them time to recover. Not a good thing by Purdue's coaching staff on the offensive side.
Well, now they're set to go with 5 wides. Empty backfield, 2nd and 5. Michigan's 33. Shine in motion. Comes on the reverse. Lowers his shoulder at the 27. And that is close for the first.
Big numbers, big-time speed. What Purdue does not have among their receivers is a polished wide receiver with great speed. They think Shine can be that guy. Here they come again. We're going to call this another light brigade. Little guys running on the field, big ones running off. Coming after him with the blitz, steps up, keeps. Brees
Breeze to the 16. Should have another Purdue first down. He in goal finally with the tackle, the gain of 11.
Drew Brees, with his marvelous football presence, knows when to unload the ball, when to keep it, when to run. This is a blitz. This is a man free. People are running all over the field covering those receivers. He outruns Rob Renus right here and gets very close. Well, did get the first down. I thought he was a little short, but he made it.
Gave him the 16. Bad snap. You hardly ever see that. Ball still loose, and all the way back at the 30, Breeze stripped. And Michigan has it. James Hall for the Wolverine defense.
If you're going to be in the gun, one thing you must have is a great snapper. Purdue has that in Jim Niedrich. In fact, he's one of the best I've ever seen, but this one went awry, and the drive is over. Michigan enjoying the fruits of their labor, hanging in there. Jim Herman loves it because he was bragging on Niedrich as the best gun snapper he had ever seen just yesterday, David.
Breeze not expecting that snap right then. He was looking away. Next thing he knew, it was by him. He almost had the recovery. Hall took it away, and now Thomas rambles. What a move in the secondary by Thomas. All the way inside the 25. They'll mark him out of bounds, though, at the 30. Willie Fells chased him down after 39 yards.
The A-Train is well known for his power. Right here, watch the move. Give him a leg, take it away. Put him on the ground and then turn it on. Real speed down the sideline.
He'll get a play off. Probably not much more than that. Walter Cross, his backup, checks in. Brady from the 30. Motion from Knight. Cross will get the carry. Just his 10th of the year. Off tackle to the 27. Iowa and Michigan State underway in the Big Ten. Chris Fowler.
Yeah, they eagerly await the Wolverines' visit next week, Dave, but no look ahead so far against Iowa. Bill Burke to Plaxico Burress, hooked up a couple of times. Michigan State threatening again.
2 years ago when they met in the East Lansing, both unbeaten. Charles Woodson Heisman campaign got a huge boost on a one-handed interception. Michigan rolled that day and the rest of the year. Thomas back after taking one play off, goes in motion. And looky here, 4 wides, no backfield behind Brady. Looking for Thomas, tripped up at the goal line. They look for a flag, none coming. Mike Rose tangled up with the feet of Thomas around the 5-yard line.
Yeah, and Mike DeBoard cleaning out that playbook. An empty backfield for Michigan. Well, that's sacrilegious. Looking for what? A mismatch. They got it. They had Thomas isolated on Mike Rose, the strong linebacker, number 4, who's playing with a torn meniscus. Mike Rose just tackled him at the goal line to keep him catching the ball, and the officials missed the call.
Results in Brady's first incompletion of a 3rd and 7. Coming at him from the corner blitz, got it off in time. Aaron Shea, first down. 17-yard line, knocked out by Fells. 10 yards, first down, Michigan, down to Dave Ryan.
Yeah, Dave and Bill, we're not surprised to see Michigan do so well on offense. It's wet down here with the light rain falling. The conditions are very slick. During the week in practice, Michigan had a 2-hour workout in a downpour, so the coaches said they'd be really well prepared for it. Remember, coming into this game, the last 2 outings, Michigan played on turf at Syracuse at the Carrier Dome, at Camp Randall at Wisconsin. Dry days. Now they're doing pretty well in the wet as well.
And there's a few divots, but the field holding up pretty well so far as well. They keep working on it year after year. They think they finally got it as well as they have since they went back to grass. Brady on the roll finds Marcus Knight for the touchdown. Lamar Kennard beaten by Knight, and Brady has his 2nd touchdown pass of the first quarter.
Michigan seeks balance on offense. They want to run the ball and throw the ball. Ideally, they would have 200 yards in both categories. But if you take away the run with numbers, by packing them in, then they're going to come at you with a very accurate passing game. That's what we're seeing.
Extra point by Delverne. 14-3 Michigan.
When Brian Griese was playing in '97, the national championship year, Brian Griese's favorite thing was this kind of thing. This is a naked meaning all the action's going this way. The quarterback's coming the other way with no blocker. Crossing pattern. That's not Jeremy Tooman, though. The former tight end. That's Marcus Knight. A little more speed, but the results are the same. Another touchdown for the Wolverines.
First for Knight. Terrell had one to get Michigan the lead. Now they add to it, and points again off turnovers. Purdue scored their 3 off a Thomas fumble. They get this 7. Didn't take them long. 5 plays, just over a minute. Lane back with Shine. It'll be Shine at the goal line. Wolverines had a beat on him. Brings it back 17. College football today on ABC Sports. We've got regional action at 3:30 Eastern. Ron Dane leading Wisconsin against number 9 Ohio State. 13th ranked Kansas State, number 15 Texas in the Big 12. UCLA and Arizona State in the backfield with Breeze, who has been bothered by drops and then dropped that last half, and a forgettable first quarter so far for him. Low with the carry. Breaks a tackle. Another one of those. He got away from Dwayne Patman and continued to the 25-yard line.
This whole thing has been downright forgettable for Purdue. What they need to do is to move this football now. They don't have to score points just yet because they can score in a hurry. They need to get themselves together. Very good start with a running play for 9 yards. They need to be precision like clockwork when they do their substitutions. And I like the thing. The charge of the light or heavy brigade, the quick change aspect of their offense, but they got to execute it, just like anything else that you do.
Well, good for 9 yards. 2nd and 1. Here they come after Breeze. Throw on the run just to get that one out of bounds. Fans, of course, hoping for grounding. Just an incompletion. 3rd and 1. Crowd sees him make the call at the line, and they make it even tougher to be heard. He found the hole and got it to Lowe. And, boy, when Breeze checks off, he knows exactly what he's doing. Out to the 34, first down.
Yeah, that was just flat-out good blocking. Chris Randolph, number 81. Here he comes. This is the block right here that will make the difference and open up the hole. Matt Light doing a good job there. Should not be shifting the ball in his hand, but a good game. First down.
Low again. Hendricks hanging on for dear life at the 40. Florida State still going on in Jacksonville with Duke. Chris, an update.
Yeah, the
teams combined for in their last 2 meetings. A 9-3 Purdue upset 3 years ago, the last time they saw each other. Lowe, pretty good power running at just 5'8", 189. And a first down. They'll move him up to the 45, where Whitley finally had the tackle along with Larry Foote.
Montrell Lowe is a good-looking. Most fumbles occur after the ball has changed hands because it's never really fully seated in the other hand. You'll have to learn that.
7 yards per carry. Complimenting Crabtree's work. So they'll try him again. Now this is interesting. Purdue struggling through the air, concentrating on the ground. Not in any hurry, nor should they be, to try and get the quick score.
But this was Jim Herman's.
Under center this time. 3-step drop, guns it complete. Inside the 40-yard line, Keith Dawson, and picked up, but they're going to rule it dead. No recovery, no return for Hendricks. Incomplete pass is the call.
I don't know if the conditions are affecting the officials. Judge that this ball is down. He's on the ground. The ground cannot cause the fumble. The officials are right on the spot.
Got a good look from Brandon Williams. Line to gain 45 of the Wolverines. Lane with the catch to the 32. That may be the best pass so far today from Breeze. He goes for 20 yards.
That is a Heisman Trophy type pass. Brady can do it. Now Breeze has shown once again how well he does it. Watch the follow through. That's why you got to keep people out of the quarterback's face and away from his legs. When he can follow through, he can deliver the ball on the money. That's called a money throw and a money kick.
Lane, his second favorite target behind Daniels. That is big. Drive continues. 32 of Michigan. Play action going deep for Sutherland. Double coverage and almost made a one-handed over-the-shoulder catch in the end zone. Patman and Williams trying to stay up with them. Oklahoma State and Nebraska underway. Chris in Austin. 4 out, 4 in for the Boilers. Play clock, plenty of time, down to 10.
That's the way you got to do it. He's got plenty of time to get his play call.
And they give to Lowe. Spins off a hit by Whitley. Another broken tackle by Purdue running back. Turned a loss of 1 or 2 into a gain of maybe 3. Finally, Ian Gold hit him at the sideline.
At some point, you start to wonder, why is Purdue running these players on and off the field? What they're doing essentially is taking Jim Herman out of the game. The defensive coordinator for Michigan is a brilliant caller of defenses. When he doesn't know what unit's going to be in the game, he can't call the defense before the fact. They're forcing them into a base defense.
Coming after him big with the blitz. Still got the pass off. Daniels makes the catch. Covered up well by Whitley that time. Man, how do you sack Drew Brees if you can't get him there? How frustrating could that be for Michigan?
Man, you don't.
Carter. Dorsch. Longest this year, 47. And he hooked this one. And that is genuine emotion. That's the man who yesterday said, we got to realize that an incompletion is a big play in this game for our defense. A 1-yard gain is a big play. A missed field goal is a huge play.
That's right. Probably part of the reason for the bad snap by Diedrich, the Purdue center.
That comes in motion. Movement early by Adele. And Thomas out to the 32 of this hot. Well, they're about to in another minute or so, if they stick with what has been pattern on. They just like playing 2. Thomas stuck. Matt Mitrione quickly in from left tackle.
The critical thing when you got 2 quarterbacks, however you work it, wherever you put them in, what football's supposed to be all about. Unfortunately, we lose track of that sometime in today's world, but these 2 guys have got it together, and that's why it works.
And they help each other. One comes off. You haven't noticed something that last drive. They'll point it out. Brady to the side. Marquise Walker's first catch right at the first down marker at the 35-yard line.
David Terrell's getting all the attention these days, but Marquise Walker was another All-American high school wide receiver that signed with Michigan the same year that Terrell did, and they're both making their presence known.
Out goes Knight. Brady hanging one deep for Walker and overthrows it. 7 seconds still to bowl win last year, taking over from Brian Greasy. They come at him with a blitz. Drops it off. Walter Cross with the catch at the 39-yard line, brought down. by Brian Dinkins. Well, the first quarter goes into the column of Tom Brady, a much more successful first period than his opposite number, the Heisman candidate Drew Brees, who didn't get a lot of help by his receiving crew, bothered by drops. Dropped the snap. That turned into a recovery and points for Michigan. A forgettable start today for Brees and Purdue. Through one in the Big House, they trail Michigan 14-3. 4 receivers on a 3rd and 6. Steps up, keeps. Close for the first down. Maybe right at the marker. Run down by Matt Mitrione, who recovered well after applying the initial pressure, which forced Brady out of the pocket.
Yeah, Brady's got deceptive speed. He's even slower than he looks. Brady looks slow, and he is. He puts the ball away nicely.
Not supposed to let the defensive tackles run you down, but he had enough for the first.
You don't want to get caught from behind by Matt Mitrione. I'm not.
In the first quarter, Lord Carl, take that. Look at that, almost twice the passing yards that they allowed Purdue, even though Purdue with a marked advantage in time of possession, and 2 linemen moving on the right side that time for Michigan. Maurice Williams, the tackle, Sean Thompson, the tight end.
Prior to the snap, ball start, offense, 5 yards, still first down.
Lord Carr says, I like 2 quarterbacks. If one emerges as the clear-cut better of the 2, maybe we turn into a 1-quarterback team. That has not happened yet.
He even went as far as to say, I wish one of them would surface. Has not happened, and it's paid off for them. Both guys have won.
If that happens, he doesn't have to keep answering the questions every week. And it is a weekly topic. Double reverse. Thomas handed it off to Terrell. Uses his blockers and then slips. That might have turned even bigger. Brady was one of the blockers that sprung him for 16 yards.
I love it when I see those QBs out there throwing those blocks. And I'll tell you, the guys on the team love it, too. That's how you establish your leadership. Tom Brady, number 10, out front. Big guy's going to throw his big back blocking offense at him. Out of the way, Tom. Follow up, Tom. Move your feet. Bull neck. Flat back. Going to have to work on his technique a little.
Linebackers are always taking aim at him. He takes aim right back. That time to Jason Lorzell. So 1st and 10. Purdue's 44. Swing pass, Thomas. Incomplete. East Carolina and Army look in. Chris Fowler.
Yeah, off the big emotion.
It's such a human story along with the sport part and the fact that they keep playing like champs through it all. It's amazing.
2nd and 10. Brady for Aaron Shea. We're going to have holding Michigan, though. This one is coming back. As Adele and Jeff Backus. Walker came in motion. Brady, a dart, perfect strike, 38-yard line. That's about 16 of the 20 to Marquise Walker. Our college football lineup later today on ESPN. 7:30 Eastern, Auburn heads to Knoxville to take on Team Martin at number 8 Tennessee. And on ESPN 2, 6 o'clock, number 7 Virginia Tech coming off a 20-point win against Clemson. And number 24 Virginia. 9 o'clock, Air Force visits San Diego State. For more, log on to ESPN.com, part of the Go Network, go.com. So 3rd and 4 for the Wolverines after the Walker catch. Brady going to the side for Knight and incomplete. Slightly behind him after his cut. Lamar Kennard with the coverage. 4th down coming.
That was a route error by Marquise Walker. He was in between the intended receiver, Knight, and the passer, and actually created a sight problem and he knew it immediately. That's how young players learn.
So on comes Corey Sargent, the punter, averaging about 39 yards per kick. He will kick it deep to Vinny Sutherland, who is third in the country, 19 yards per return, and Sutherland won't come anywhere near this touchback. They net only 18 yards on the touchback by Sargent. Early second quarter, 13:02 to go, 14-3 Michigan. Drizzle has let up somewhat. No Breeze in the air through the moment, but Drew Brees on the field looking at 1st and 10 from the 20 for Purdue. Slant in and incomplete. They ruled it. Daniels trapped it.
That's complete. Number 20, Chris Daniels.
Brees obviously frustrated that he can't really get the connection to Daniels working, the Big Ten's leading receiver.
For the guy's the leading receiver of the Big Ten. He's dropped 4 balls. We're still in the first half. He's just simply got to get his head on straight and start looking the ball in. Catch the football.
2 out, 2 in for the Boilers on 2nd and 10. Hit at the line, and hard is Montrell Lowe. Pickup of a couple. Let's send it down to Dave Ryan.
Dave and Bill, the Purdue bench seems very quiet and deflated right now. A lot of wind went out of their sails emotionally when Travis Dorsch missed the field goal on that last Boilermaker possession. Guys, it seems like the defensive players, when they're watching Drew Brees out there, they're not used to seeing the offense fail and a lot of pressure on Drew Brees. This is something new to them, and they're struggling emotionally with it.
They're not looking at very many 3rd and 8s this year either. That's also something new.
And there's an uncovered receiver. The strategy has worked, and they got a guy standing out there by himself, but Michigan was given time to recover.
Flag prior to the snap.
Looks like he didn't make it in time.
Keep up with today.
Prior to the snap. Ball start. Offense. 5 yards. Still third down.
Well, I didn't see anything else that Joe didn't see. I feel just like Joe Tiller. I didn't see anybody moving, but somebody must have. These Big Ten officials do a fine job. They're very well.
Safety blitz. Picked up. And the catch is made by Cliff Jackson for almost nothing. On a play when they needed 13, the pressure forced the quick toss by Brees.
That time, Jim Herman, the defensive coordinator, got himself reinserted into the game and got his brain in there. And a free safety blitz forced the quick throw and the short completion. And they forced the hot read and the quick throw so they could get the 4th down situation. Good defense, good thinking by Michigan.
Marcus Knight is back deep. Danny Rogers is on the punt. Excellent year, better than 44 yards per kick, and this is a good kick, which Knight has at the 36, so that's where it ends. Brady Doe, perfectly timed on the special teams for the Boilers. They need big plays. They're down 11. With a 14-3 lead, Brady helped establish. He goes right to the ground game of Anthony Thomas, good for about 9 yards across the 45. Ralph Turner on the tackle. The Henson numbers look remarkably similar to Brady's coming in. They both had 2 touchdown passes and 1 interception. What they guard against, though, is any momentum change, because Brady had it going with those terrific first quarter numbers. Thomas again. Veers left. Out of the tackle by Hawthorne. All the way to the 40 of the Boilers. 14 yards for Thomas. That'll help Henson. You get that kind of ground game established.
Oh, it helps him a lot. And as far as being hard to put him in, of course it's difficult to put the guy in when your starters lighten it up. But if George Steinbrenner's going to line him up at 3rd base next week, I think I might get him in there. I mean, I'm serious. The guy's got $2 million and he loves to play football. Let him play. I think I let him play. I think Lloyd's really smart.
Three straight carries for Thomas. 4 yards on first down. They'll take that every time. The tackle by Joe Odom. He is the workhorse. 2/3 of the Michigan carries come from Thomas, who has been banged up all year but just keeps going. Today, 8.3 per carry. That's more than double his average coming in of 3.6.
And the team average of 3.1 is nothing to brag about. The reason things are going better is they're getting good work up front. The O-line's been banged up. They're a little healthier this week. The whole Michigan offensive unit has a little bit better health situation than it's had in recent weeks.
Reverse. What was that, Red? Well, Walker kept his feet long enough to salvage a little less of a loss. Matt Mitrier, 155 per game. They're worse since 63, and 118 this year. They're worse since 62. That, by the way, was a 2-7 Michigan team.
Well, the better they throw the football like they're doing today, the better their rushing is going to be, because they're going to force people to defend them with 7 rather than 8.
Big hit, picking up the blitzing Lorzell and throwing on the run. A strike for Knight. Marcus Knight, as Henson rolled left. 23 yards later, he's out of bounds at the 16. That has Henson smiling.
Hey, Drew Henson needs to run and find number 32, Anthony Thomas, and say, thank you, brother. Boom! That's the way you pick up blitzers, just like a pickup truck hitting a chicken. Lorzell goes back and says, don't call that blitz anymore. That big old tailback lit me up. Right upside his head. That's great football. Anthony's not just interested in carrying the ball.
He'll catch it. He'll block as well. All-around talent. Now he runs it all the way to the 8. And he meets up there with Lorzell again.
These guys come out of high school with big numbers and big reputations, and Anthony Thomas is taking a little grief because he didn't quite jump into the limelight. Well, he is a complete football player. He's all man. He's doing it all, picking up those blitzers.
9 on first down. 2nd and 1. Walker, the motion man. Thomas again. 1st and goal to the 3.
Goal line football is where you show what you're made out of. The offensive line is blowing off, doing a good job. And they have not had the very best year. And they've taken...
3-yard line. They go 2 tight ends on 1st and goal, and they go to Thomas again. And Anthony cut down right at the lip. Inside the 1 by Willie Fells, the middle linebacker.
Good job there by 72, Ben Mast, who's now playing left guard. Normally he would be the starting right tackle, but with ribs he can't go, so Ben's taking his place.
2 tights again from the 1, 2nd and goal. Henson will sneak it. No signal as they wait to unpilot. And they're going to mark him short by about a foot. It'll be 3rd and goal there.
Aaron Shea is one of the best football players in America, and now he's trying to be also an expert official. Aaron signaled touchdown, and the officials paid no attention at all. He's another guy that's really versatile. Runs the ball well, blocks well. He doesn't officiate so well. Aaron, you just need to block, buddy. Knock him back. He'll get it in there.
Back to the A train. He got in. Touchdown. Anthony Thomas. Michigan opens it up to a 17-point lead.
Offensive line, goal line football. Get those rear ends up in the air. Bend your knees, flat back, short choppy steps. Improve your manhood. It's the football thing, and especially at Michigan. Coach Schembechler probably smiling a little bit more now.
You've been waiting all year.
Yeah, we're running that football now.
That drive looked like a Michigan drive. Del Verne can make it 21-3, and he does. First quarter, you saw a lot of 4 wides, even an empty backfield. Second quarter, back to the maize and blue basics.
The Wolverines are playing. Why is it you have to leave that part at home?
3 for 3. That is Michigan football. That's good football. You want touchdowns when you get down close, not just field goals.
Epstein with the kickoff. 2 yards deep. Shine's going to bring it out. Flag is down. Shine down as well after a 21-yard return. More problems for Purdue. A hold on the return.
And I'm afraid that Purdue has had a little bit of that problem today. They've been unsettled. Their normally reliable receivers have dropped the ball. Their very reliable center has snapped the ball off course. Turnovers, problems. They're going to have to make some big plays now to get back in it. That's what I think.
Jake Crabtree back in. No gain. Ian Gold stacks him up first, down to Dave Ryan.
Team number 1 at corner.
Most of the day he has been going 2 ways. Crabtree to the 11. 4 yards. Renas the tackle. Illinois and Indiana here, the Big Ten. Chris Fowler.
Hey, this came over on the
And you have to recover from that, and we're seeing a Purdue team in a very similar situation right now.
Goes near the 20 to Hanny Jones, the tackle on Stratton. Last year, second among all tight ends. 38 catches. 15 coming into today.
Yeah, and that's a big old guy, 6'4", 250. He can make those catches over the middle, and what Purdue needs to do is exactly what they are doing. A ball control. Whoa, Tim, nice shave. Get those glasses, man, and the haircut, too. We need to talk about that, Tim.
The rose-colored glasses are off today. Reverse Sutherland. Fastest man on the field. But they had it strung out well. A lot of blue jerseys. Terrell, one of them. And it continues after the whistle. Sutherland having to be pulled away.
Oh, I thought they were just congratulating Terrell on making a tackle. So Vinny wasn't happy with the tackle. He can fly. 4.32 in the 40. And usually when you see that kind of time written down, it's not accurate. This guy looks like a 4.32. And especially on the 99-yarder a week ago.
Second down.
We fought off the Chris Daniels block pretty well to get in on that stop. And what's supposed to be a big defense.
He didn't really get to work on block protection much.
Didn't really jump at that opportunity. Preston is a little wary at first because he is offense first all the way. That's through the hands of Randall Lane. A little bit overthrown perhaps. Brandon Williams with the coverage on Lane. First thing you have to do if you're going to be Woodson or Terrell or anybody else going both ways is you have to be in incredible condition.
I remember reading where Champ Bailey had played 118 plays in a game a year ago. We saw Woodson 2 years ago here at Michigan play 80, 90 snaps in a game, it seemed. One thing Lloyd Carr said is the weather is a good, it's gotten cooler so they can do it a little better.
Another third down to pick up. They got 3rd and 6 last time. They get Sutherland alone, and he can't hang on. He had the big gainer against Whitley if he makes the catch. All day they've been dropping him left and right from Breeds.
Yeah, and not a good example of sportsmanship there. He drops the ball, and then Terrell's running back on the field, and Vinny hops up and tries to trip him. Really not good. Purdue's coming unglued here. You need to catch the ball, young man. Don't worry about tripping somebody running back on the field. Terrell's telling his coach about it now, and Lloyd's telling him, forget it.
Rogers, I don't think got the snap. They're going to be, I believe, maybe late on the play clock.
In the zone, caused the contact by the offense. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
This is a terrible mistake. This is how you let a Purdue back in the game. And you let Breeze get a big play right here, and I imagine they'll go for one. And Purdue's right back in this football game, all because somebody didn't watch the football, moved early, and the rule says if the defense is in the neutral zone and causes the offense to move while he's in the neutral zone, then the penalty's on the defense. That's what happened.
Looked like Victor Hobson did it. Outside linebacker for the Wolverines, so right back out with a 1st and 10 gift. Breeze swings it out to Crabtree. Got away from Howard, could not get away from Ian Gold. Let's check in on LSU and Georgia. Chris Fowler.
Yeah, and the Dogs, Jim Donnan has
a lot like Drew Henson. Baseball, football star coming out of high school, now going football. Slant in catch, Daniels. Hanging on for dear life is Brandon Williams. Daniels came real close to wriggling free and going about 62 more yards.
If you ever wonder why Breeze is so difficult to sack, that play is a perfect example. Jim Herman decides to take a rare chance and blitz, hits him right in the rib cage, but the ball is gone. So you may get to him, but the ball won't be there when you get there. It's discouraging. And the other thing is you're never out of a game with a guy like Breeze and an offense like this. They can get back in it in a heartbeat. You're exactly right, Dave. He almost broke that.
Pump fake going deep for Lane. Randall Lane hangs on. He juggled it midair. He's got it. And he's out of bounds at the 28, 33 yards.
And an education for true freshman Brandon Williams out of Omaha, Nebraska. Michigan was able to go out there and beat the Cornhuskers on this fine young player who is a true freshman playing corner, and he's being educated on the Joe Tiller offensive style, fast break on grass. Drew even got some grass in his hat.
Ball is deflected as he tried to hit Daniels. Tommy Hendricks, James Hall, and I think Hendricks gets a hand on it.
Another big play as defined by the Michigan defensive coordinator.
Well, their line makes it tough to do because of their method of blocking. They try and get you off your feet to where you can't reach out.
That's right. They're all over your knees.
Deep to the corner. Incomplete. Intended for Robert Tolbert. And Terrell joining Whitley on the double coverage.
10 yards, break the spot. Still 2nd down.
These are drive killers, especially in an offense when you rely so heavily on throwing the football. Michigan coming with the blitz for the 4th time in a row now. They're coming hard. Somebody got caught one-on-one and grabbed Claw.
Niedrich, the center, it appeared, number 63. 2nd and long. Spilled. Never had a chance. James Hall, the sack leader for Michigan, with a bead on Drew Brees.
This will be Hall's 5th sack of the year. Drew Brees was not ready for the snap. Miscommunication between him and Niedrich. From another angle, you can see clearly what happens here. The ball snapped. The quarterback's not even looking, so he couldn't feel that presence coming from his backside.
Both sacks against Brees today had happened on the early snaps. He and Niedrich got to get together. Gunning over the middle, deflected away from Daniels by Todd Howard. 2:31 second quarter. Michigan 21-3. That's a drive where Purdue really needed to get something besides that first quarter field goal. This is a team averaging 41 points per game, and they get bogged down in their own mistakes. Fumble snap. Holding penalty. 4th and 28. Rogers on for the 2nd time. Knight waiting at his 10-yard line. Movement again.
was the offensive reaction. 5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
Same thing here, and I think Rob Renas, the guilty party. The nose tackle.
All you got to do is watch the football. That's what you try to teach your defense. They're all excited right now. They're jacked up.
Bit of a low snap. Rodgers handles it and hangs this one inside the 10, where Sutherland was there to dive on it. Pete Lockheed downs it at the 10. .222 for the Michigan offense to work with. Coming up on the Holiday Inn, went conservative. Anthony Thomas featured on the last Michigan scoring drive. That's how this drive starts.
It doesn't count as conservative, Dave, if you're averaging 9 yards a carry. Nobody can accuse you that's not conservative, whether you're throwing or running. They're just blocking them extremely well. This is better than Michigan has played up front all year long.
Even though, as you said, they're still not healthy. Chris Siemens missed 2 games. David Brandt has missed 2. Hutchinson trying to go. Ankle and ribs bothering him today. The only 2 linemen that have not missed time, Jeff Backus and Maurice Williams.
Maurice is in there at right tackle.
Backus the left tackle. Thomas hit in the backfield by Adele. Drags the pile forward. Should have the first at the 21. Michigan on first down averaging 9.5 yards today. Purdue averaging 2.5 on first down. So if your hope is to keep Breeze at bay by Trolden when he has been on the field, every bit as well as they could have expected this first half to go until now. Thomas hit in the backfield again, fumbled it. They unpile it at the 16. No indication yet. May still be changing hands under that mass of blue and white.
It gets real heated down there. There's a sincere desire to get that ball.
Well, this is about the longest unpiling process I think I've seen. And on the bottom of the pile is Purdue. Mike Rook, Purdue with the takeaway, the second recovered fumble all year against Michigan. To Daniels to the 8-yard line. Gain of 8 on first down. Michigan had not lost a fumble before the 2 that they coughed up this first half. Here's the most recent. And it gives Purdue a real scoring shot here.
How did they do it? Coming off the corner. Adele right there knocks it loose from Anthony Thomas. It's on the ground again, and Purdue's threatening.
Breeze on the timing pattern, incomplete. Randall Lane turned, ball was there, couldn't bring. They need the 6 to keep it going. They need 6 on the board to have anything at all in the way of momentum before halftime. 28 seconds. Hall comes on a blitz, incomplete, the flag is down. Breeze had to gun that one, intended for Tim Stratton. Picked up Hall.
Guard Aaron Starnes was the offender. There it is. I saw Hall come off the corner. I thought Light had drawn him off, but it was Starnes. So many critical mistakes by Purdue in this first half.
Picked up 3 of 8 today. Big difference between 3rd and 2 and 3rd and 7, of course. And Jake Crabtree is checked in. Pass broken up, intended for Chris Daniels, and Todd Howard got a hand on it, and it's 4th and 7.
I don't think 3 points is going to do them a lot of good. I think they need to try to get this thing in the end zone. They're not going to get back down here a whole lot of times, and they're down by 18.
Went wrong. Last one went wide left by Dortch. This 31-yarder is good, and they get at least 3 out of it, but when we talk about the Michigan approach, where every little thing against this type of offense can be looked at as a good thing, 3 points is a great thing backed up where they were.
It is a defensive victory anywhere, not just at Michigan. A turnover deep in our territory if we're Michigan and we hold them to 3 points, we just had a victory on defense. Michigan will go into the locker room feeling good about themselves on defense. Purdue has yet to mount a
21 seconds. Michigan has 2 timeouts. George drives it low and picked up by Anthony Thomas. "15 seconds after a 27-yard return by the A-Train." Let's send it down to Dave Ryan.
Yeah, Dave and Bill, nice breakup by cornerback Todd Howard on the last play, the 3rd down play for Michigan against Purdue. He broke his right hand in the season opener against Notre Dame, and he's wearing a personally molded rubber cast. It's smaller, lighter cast that he wears around campus and for practice and games. The rubber cast allows his hand a lot of motion and flexibility, and the injury also can heal. He only wears it on game day, otherwise it's a normal full-size cast, which he'll wear after the game today.
Howard, the defense has done to take to the locker room with a 21-6 halftime lead on one of the most prolific offenses ever seen in the Big Ten. Michigan, 3 scoring drives. Purdue held to 2 field goals. It's 21-6 as we send you to the studio and Chris Fowler.
All right, Dave.
We'll go from there. Dwayne Patman bringing down the speedster Larry Shine. Down to Dave Ryan.
All right, Dave, thanks a lot. Just talked with Joe Tiller, head coach at Purdue, a few moments ago, and as Bill said a couple seconds ago, he is very upset about the drop balls in the first half. He said it's inexcusable for a passing game team to have so many drops. He couldn't understand how they couldn't get a touchdown late in the first half. That was crucial, and especially because they work out during the week with wet balls in practice. They're used to trying to catch a wet football.
Hard to tell in this first half, though. The second half doesn't open much better. Jay Crabtree hit immediately after getting the give from Breeze. The first half numbers on the ground, almost 100 yards by Thomas. Through the air, 131 of those 155 when Tom Brady was the quarterback. Total yardage almost 300 for Michigan. They didn't lose their first 2 fumbles of the season, though, but all they got out of it was 2 Purdue field goals. Time running out for Breeze. They're still not set. They finally get the snap with 2 seconds to spare. And running free is Cliff Jackson. All the way to midfield goes Jackson. Chased down by Tommy Hendricks there, but it's 27 yards.
One of the things that defensive linemen fear the most is the dreaded cut block. Set and drive on the knees. This is cartilage block in the terminology of defenders. There goes James Hall down. He can't get his hands up because he's busy trying to get himself up off the ground. And as surely as there have been drop balls, that was a marvelous catch.
One of their best of the day. Almost to midfield. Purdue from their 49. Breeze pump fake going deep for Daniels. Another drop. How many is that?
Yeah, great receivers make those catches. Chris Daniels has to catch this ball. Chris Daniels has to catch this ball. Here's the guy that's the leading receiver in the Big Ten. Breeze is under extreme pressure. He makes a perfect throw. Yes, that would be a tough catch, but you make the tough catches in an offense like this. Michigan's making tough catches. Todd Howard in coverage, in pretty good shape, but not good enough so that the pass shouldn't have been completed.
You want to win at Michigan, you make those catches. That's 7 drops by the Boilers. Fake to Crabtree. That's too tall, and Daniels can't bring that one down. Every game this year, Breeze has been no worse than 60% through the air.
Yeah, this is not 60% right here. a little quick calculation is that's more like 40%. But 7 of those things have gone in and out of people's hands. And then when Breeze does miss one, I think that affects this football team. I think what Dave Ryan said on the sideline in the first half is true. His performance has such an impact on this whole squad.
33% converting third downs, and they need 10. Safety's up on the line. Another juggle snap. Breeze hit as he delivers, incomplete. Chasing him to Hanny Jones.
And the Michigan coaching staff is answering Purdue's coaching staff with a little.
Danny Rogers punted twice in the first half. Knight calls for the fair catch here at the 19. 32-yard punt by Rogers.
Defensive package confuses Purdue, most notably Breeze, the quarterback. He doesn't know the ball is coming. That's the third time that there's been a problem between the center, Jim Niedrich, and the quarterback, Drew Brees. He doesn't know this ball's coming. He's lucky this thing doesn't go on the ground and into the hands of the blue shirts. Hanny Jones, number 55, closes and makes the play for Michigan.
Tom Brady back in to start the third quarter. And no gain for Anthony Thomas. In the second quarter, 23 yards, outstanding numbers for Brady. Touchdown passes to Terrell. He'll throw here, 2nd and 9, and the short out covered well by Mike Rose. Short gain, if that, for Aaron Shea.
We brag on Anthony Thomas, and well, we should, but this offensive line, he's having the best performance of the year. Good job by Jeff Backus right there. Thomas breaking tackles. Great job by the wide receivers coming into the picture, knocking people down to complement the offensive line. Blocking is 10 men. Even the quarterback has blocked well in this game for Michigan, with Brady getting the block on the reverse. Blocking has been the big story for Michigan.
And picking up 6 of 7 third downs is a big story, too, while Purdue is through at 10. Brady feels the pressure hit as he delivers a diving attempt by Terrell, but incomplete. Purdue D didn't turn in too many 3-and-outs in the first half. That's how they start the third quarter. Sutherland with a head of steam as he brings in the Sargent punt, returns it to the 41 of the Wolverines. 38-yard kick, 17 on the return by the dangerous Vinny Sutherland. Have steadily deteriorated. Marching band is supplemented today by the alumni band on homecoming weekend. And Purdue takes over at the Michigan 40. Third time they've had great field position, and the first 2 ended only in field goals.
Michigan showing man coverage and blitz here.
That's 8 drops, most of them by Daniels. Just having a miserable day. Second and 10, batted down.
First 2 plays on offense in the third quarter, when Purdue needs to settle down and get things going. Michigan fakes the blitz, drops out. Daniels drops his 5th drop of the day. The next one, a tip ball. Jim Herman over here smiling, at least in the early going in the second half.
Brady Brooks got that one, junior outside linebacker from Dallas. Big plays redefined by Herman this week, any incompletion. And the last 11 passes from Breeze, 9 have been incomplete. The day is getting worse as it wears on for Hurricane Brew. Snap barely beats the snap clock. Now chased by Hall, fires a completion for the tight end Tim Stratton, who is spilled immediately a couple of yards shy of the first down by Cato June and to Hanny Jones.
Yeah, Cato June, a redshirt freshman, looked like he's going to live up to that number he's wearing. That's the Charles Woodson number, and you might have thought it'd been retired, but Cato said, nope, I'm going to wear this thing, and I'm going to hit him like Charles did. This guy's 250 pounds. This is a little free safety. 200 pounds coming up there. Heck of a hit. All right, Cato. Little help from Dehani.
3 out. 3 bigger guys in. They don't need 3 here. They need to keep the drive going. 4th and 2. Reverse toss Sutherland. Slips short of the first down. No gain.
Yeah, and that's a cut to the outside. But you can never fault a great runner for cutting it back when he sees something, but he's cutting off the wrong foot. You watch people who do not fall down. They plant and stay with their weight over the balls of their feet. When you cut off the wrong foot, you can't do that, and Sutherland went to the ground all day. It's Michigan's day.
Brady look deep, goes to the out, and the catch on a tiptoeing Marcus Knight. Good for 12 yards at the 46-yard line. 41 points per game. Purdue is used to rolling up. They've had 3 great scoring chances, ended 6 points. And you're right, there's no question that would have been 6. Fastest man on the field. Could only have been a victim of Darrell Royal's whole self-tackleization.
Self-tackleization, Coach Royal.
Michigan will take the break. And Thomas hit at the line of scrimmage by Brian Dinkins, gain of 1.
Good job there by David Nugent, number 82.
Given 2, 2nd and 8. Thomas now 100 yards on the ground. This thrown into coverage and should have been an interception and maybe a big return for James Dunnigan.
He'd like to be able to throw the ball every down, and if it were up to me, that's what I think we'd do here at Michigan, but Coach Carr has his other ideas.
Well, today he'd rather be up 21-6 than throwing it 50 times.
I think he likes his system today.
Hit as he delivers deep for Terrell. And knocked away. Michael Hawthorne, we knew would be tested at some point today by the speedy Terrell, and broke it up. As David,
in spite of the pressure, and gets the ball thrown, it's just a little bit of an underthrow, or it might have been a touchdown. Good job by Hawthorne, but great
game.
Lightning eventually strikes, if not twice in the same place, at least once. Anybody that can run this fast with a quarterback that good, when protected, it's bound to happen. Now the heat is on Michigan. And Sutherland uses his hands and his wheels to take it in the end zone. And I'm telling you, this place is really quiet, David.
First time all day that it's quiet and that Breeze has something that's really worth celebrating.
Yeah, Drew's already thinking about the next one. As soon as he saw that blitz, he victimized Whitley. And, of course, you could say a mismatch with anybody when Sutherland runs with the kind of speed he has.
You can shut him down and shut him down, and they can still do this to you. 83 yards, 3 plays.
Look at the score being what it is.
They changed their mind. They first declined it and took the point after. Now they changed their mind. They're back out there ready to go for 2. Breaks down, toss, incomplete, drop by Randall Lane. And they now trail by 9. They could have been within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion had they accepted the extra point.
Nightmare city for the head coach.
That's now the feeling here. Dortch's kick. Return by Charles Drake. Syracuse and Tulane now. An update, Chris Fowler.
That's Kyle Johnson busting it in, 24-14. And Dimitri Young for the Reds has just hit a 3-run homer, but the deficit is still 3 in an important wild card game.
Brewers playing spoilers so far today. Brady back to work. At the 25-yard line, Walford crosses the tailback. Takes the swing pass. Rose with a beat on him. Grabs him. Inbounds at the 30. Dave Ryan.
Yeah, guys on the Purdue sideline, what an explosion, amazing emotional reaction after the Vinny Sutherland long touchdown reception. Now, after Michigan was stopped a couple times on the road, offensive coordinator on their Purdue bench, Brock Spack, went up to his defense, slapped some helmets, got the shoulder pads going, saying, hey, guys,
Last week, so maybe the second time in their 3 years at Purdue, they got less than 100% effort. That should not be a problem today. Lorzell and Fells combine on Anthony Thomas's first down gain to the 36-yard line.
Brock Spack is one of the bright young lights in coordinating defensive football, in my opinion. He's a tough guy. He coaches them hard. He has good schemes, and he knows how to articulate those schemes. It's real important how his guys do here.
Exactly. Has to get a stop. Yeah. Little offensive momentum. Can't let Michigan drive down. Brady on the play fake. The long out is incomplete. Caught out of bounds by Terrell.
Yep, that one sailed on him. Rich.
2nd and 10. Michigan has been superb on first downs most of the day. They set up the screen for Shea. Aaron Shea gets a block and is finally brought down by Michael Hawthorne. Big gainer for the talented fullback from Ottawa, Illinois, 35 yards. And it's Thomas setting up the big game with the key block.
Aaron Shea can do everything. Normally when Aaron runs this far, it's just so that he can get a block for his buddies. This time, they're blocking for him. Everybody out in front. Good job by Anthony Thomas. And they're down inside the 30-yard line.
Walter Cross will get the carry. Dives forward to the 25. Purdue's thinking good thoughts when they finally stop him on first down.
Wide receiver and tailback.
Matt Mitrione pretty convincing that time that he'd been drawn off. No points for acting here.
Oh, well, we're not handing out Oscars. Defensive linemen are trained to watch the football. Matt's not going to convince anybody, especially not, hey, let go of my head, buddy. Let me get over here and get a little headlock on Brady at least for the 5 yards.
So now 2nd and 2. Cross. First down and more. Near the 15. And that stop the Purdue defense needed looking less likely now. Late third quarter, under 6 minutes. Now they need to be thinking, how can we hold them to 3? Michigan has done that successfully twice. Aaron Shea said this is the week we have to prove we can run the ball. And averaging 118 per game coming in. 10 better than that with a whole quarter to go. And then some. Thomas on the carry in the country.
Yeah, Lloyd is a little bit incensed at how much people have made a big deal of their rushing totals. Other teams play a lesser schedule. They run up a lot of yards. Michigan plays a brutal early schedule against Syracuse and Notre Dame. Do not have as many yards at this point, and people try to act as if the team isn't playing like they should. The offensive line's gotten a little healthier. The backs are running hard. They got it chugging today.
Same issues are brewing right now at Penn State for much the same reasons. Play fake, swing the other way, and Sean Thompson, the tight end, knocked out inside the 7-yard line by Mike Rose. That much needed.
We mentioned earlier that became almost the signature play of the '97 championship offense with Brian Greasy and Jeremy Tooman. They're not going to give up on that play just because Tom Brady and Sean Thompson are here. They run it just as well. Good job by Thompson to block, and then release. That's why he was so wide open.
2 tight ends here, 3rd and about 1.5 feet. Give to Thomas, easily picks up 1st and goal.
He's really stuffed. And Ben Mast got knocked in the backfield by Nugent, number 82, the defensive tackle for Purdue, but Anthony Thomas wisely avoided that crease and got to the outside and made the first down on his own.
21 carries, 108 yards for the A-Train. Still in two tight ends. Thomas again. Off tackle, keeps the legs turning all the way to the end zone. Touchdown. Purdue finally comes through with the big play by Sutherland, and Michigan again has the response.
You rank very high. You wonder if your team has championship mettle, and one of the critical ingredients is you must be able to answer. What Michigan just did was to answer.
Second touchdown today for Anthony Thomas, 6th of the year. The extra point good by Del Verne. 28-12 Michigan. Adrian Beasley might have some tire tracks to remove. Thomas right over him, and Jason Lorzette. 13 when they decided to take a point off the board and go for two after a penalty unsuccessfully. Michigan then takes over, drives it the length of the field, and gets the touchdown by Anthony Thomas. So back firmly in control. It will be one good block.
Yes.
Vinny Sutherland leaped over James Whitley. Picked up about 7. Well, if you can't find your favorite team on TV, you need to check out the ESPN game. Down big. 3.5 minutes to go, third quarter, and we've seen that about 8 or 9 times already. Through the hands of an open receiver, Tim Stratton in this instance.
Yeah, and Tim Stratton, the normal Purdue we're accustomed to seeing. They continue to use the substitution ruse, but to no avail for the most part.
Stratton out, Robert Tolbert in. Floater over the middle. Hanging on this time is Daniels. He'll have the first down of the 36. Tackled there by Todd Howard. 39 today. And has dropped, I'm going to guess, at least 5. 2 more out late, 2 more in. And they run the reverse for Larry Shine. Oh, did he get hit by Todd Howard? You felt
not in the Big Ten.
Well, Larry Shine was definitely not out of bounds when he got rung up, but Bill Lamonnier will tell us.
Holding on the offense, 10 yards spot of the foul, still first down.
I didn't think so. You can't get Todd Howard anything but a pat on the back for this. Listen.
Todd Howard in his first year as a starter is getting another cheer thanks to the replay screen. When you hear those extra cheers in big stadia, you got to know they've got a replay screen.
Told us yesterday, yeah, he's small but competitive. That's the kind of play they had in mind. 1st and 19. Chris James, freshman from Tampa, with his first catch. And Breeze, a deep look, and underthrown for Keith Dawson. Another youngster.
Played more than 10 plays per game so far on defense. Guys, also, he wears gloves on defense, but not on offense.
Didn't really need him on offense from what we've seen. He got him going with their first touchdown. Somebody off the page there because the pass went out and Cliff Jackson turned in.
Get their heads on straight for whatever reason. Everybody has to take responsibility. And this game is far from over. But they cannot continue to play like this and have a chance in this football game. They are not together. They're not clicking on any cylinders.
Rogers punt fielded by Marcus Knight. And a flag on a block. The 13-yard return. Coming up Thursday on ESPN from the Big E. 392 yards, 2 touchdown passes. Walter Cross on the carry. Michigan continues to get good, sizable first down gains, about 6 here.
Nice block. Walter Cross. Get out of the way, Ben. Big linemen need to stay out of the way. Walter developing. Doesn't matter whether they're first or second team as long as they are productive. And what Michigan wants right now is bench.
Motion man Marquise Walker. Cross again. Good quick hit that time, but. And they start the fourth quarter with Anthony Thomas plowing for another first down to the 28-yard line.
And that was
Thomas. Brady earning the second half because of his brilliant first quarter. Speaking of brilliant, that wasn't very.
You shouldn't have done that to him, David.
Let's go down to Dave Ryan.
Dave and Bill, a few moments ago,
point conversions for the Boilermakers. Yards hard to come by for them today, though. Here's Cross. Cross had carried only 9 times all year, so with a 16-point lead, we may see him quite a bit in the fourth quarter. Joe Odom, James Dunnigan combining on the tackle. May still happen. Third down to Thomas, and couldn't bring it in, trying to walk the tightrope.
Yeah, and we sort of joked about Brady falling down, but that stopped that drive. And we weren't joking at Tom Brady, but we joked as if we had some impact. I hope we don't.
Sutherland gets a chance from the 32. About as well as you can do it against him. Drew Brees from the 40. Long over the middle and overshoots Daniels, who got caught up. They had 1 on the ground since the first quarter. Daniels with the catch. Knocked out just shy of the first. That's what Ron Dane experienced last week. 88 first half yards. Jim Herman's almost fonder of this defense and their personality than he was from that all-time great unit from 2 years ago. Just need one. Lane never turned around and got smacked by Whitley. More bad communication.
Play, 4th and short.
Big guys out, faster guys in. Brees looks up. Daniels finally broke free from Whitley, and they pick up the first down and 10 extra yards. Brees will keeps his footing too. Extra yard or 2 to the 33. Tackled there
with his little demonstration a week ago. The players took it. He didn't want the players on his case, so he didn't do that this time when he scored.
Brees needing 3. Intercepted. Larry Foote. Sophomore linebacker from Detroit with the pickoff of Drew Brees.
So many times when a quarterback's reads are progressing from left to right, a linebacker comes out right to left, and he simply doesn't account for it. I believe that's what happened. Right here, Foote is going to come in this direction. Brees is reading from left to right and never sees him. Breaks back in front of the ball. He's simply sitting in his zone, and Brees never identifies the coverage properly and throws the ball right to Mr. Foote, who didn't have any trouble handling it, David.
His first career pick, the 4th thrown this year by Brees. Cross pounds out about 5 or 6. Call for help. There's been very little so far today from Drew Brees. 20 of 47.
Well, Drew Brees is a great player, and Joe Tiller's done an incredible job at Purdue. But there is a risk in this whole system. When your quarterback and receivers aren't clicked, it seems almost unfair, even though he is competent almost all the time.
Walter Cross getting a fourth quarter workout. Breaks the tackle. Is close to the first down. Chris Fowler, what's up with Syracuse?
Well, Tulane had gotten back within a touchdown.
What would have warmed Bo's heart? Looks like Michigan offensive football. Running first, passing when needed, and 162 on the ground. A welcome sight for them this year. Extra yard after contact. Cross picks up the first. Fake went to the freshman Askew. Wide open Knight. Has it at the 25. Spins away from Hawthorne. And is run down at the 10-yard line by Lamar Kennard. The gain is 56 yards.
See there, I told you they were just going to keep running that ball down their throat.
This is why they run it.
That's exactly why they run this. You expect it. Nice fake. Plenty of time for Brady. He has a chance to step up. A beautiful move by Knight here. He doesn't just settle for the game. He does a 360 and takes it toward the end zone.
Marcus Knight, senior out of Sylacauga, Alabama, congratulated by Terrell. First down from the 10. First carry, Askew spins all the way to the end zone. Touchdown for the freshman.
Tom Brady tackled him in the back of the end zone. That's a big part of leadership.
B.J. Askew's only previous carries had come in a blowout against Rice. This is turning into a blowout. Well, this is not Rice. This is a team with the longest winning streak in the country, which is in grave danger of ending at 10. 35-12. Blocking like that, BJ just had to make one spin, and all he saw was 6. 9:11 to go at the big house. A Michigan runaway. The toughest months, no doubt, any team has ever faced. The month of October for Purdue. Chris Fowler, a look at LSU and Georgia.
Yeah, between the hedges, the Dogs trying to fight off the upset bid and finally regained the lead early fourth quarter. The talented tight end Randy McMichael collects the pass from Q Carter. In South Bend, the Irish have moved all over Oklahoma, but a Brandon Daniels kickoff return keeping the Sooners in it after one.
Well, and we've got 111,468 here, the second largest ever.
I want this game to be over.
Notre Dame here to begin the season. Less than 100 larger than this gathering for Purdue, which starts from their 20. Breeze look right now. Big trouble. Knocked away. Still loose at the 12. Recovered, but it looked like recovered out of bounds. Michigan wound up with it, but not on the field to play, and it's still Purdue ball. Josh Williams smashed the ball free from Breeze.
And the troubles just keep piling up. What can we do next to create problems for ourselves? And you got to give a great deal of credit to this near flawless Michigan defense. Josh Williams with a big play there, knocking the ball loose. Nobody could come up with it until it went out of bounds.
A loss of 7 yards. Another drop. Robert Tolbert this time. 11 drops, a big part of the Purdue story today, and the Kelly Tire storyline shows Breeze 20 of 48, still nearly 300 yards, but he has not been the weapon that you expect him to be. Drops a big reason. Thomas has been 116 yards and 2 touchdowns. Brady, superb, 15 of 25, almost as many yards as Breeze on about half as many attempts. and 2 touchdown passes. Jones creeping up, now drops back. Rees with time for Sutherland, thrown behind him, incomplete. Another 3 and out, turned in by the Michigan D. Or by the end of the year, they may well be talked about in the same breath as that 97 group.
They got a ways to go, but they're certainly moving in that direction. They've done everything they can to disrupt Purdue today.
Good kick, maybe the best yet by Danny Rogers. Short return by Diallo Johnson. We'll be back at the big house for their 7th hit for a loss of 1. What a day for the defense. 2 weeks in a row, in fact, Bill.
Now Drew Brees comes into the stadium, and every mistake Purdue makes is compounded by the excellence of the coverage and the rush of Michigan. Every day's not going to go your way, especially when you're a Heisman Trophy candidate and you got a big target on your chest. But Drew Brees will come back, that's for sure.
Well, they've done it 2 campaigns in a row here. Henson hit as he gives, and he barely did get the give off to Charles Drake that time.
Of course, now they have to throw it, or at least line up in a throwing formation.
3rd and 14. Henson, a long look, now steps up. Strike caught by Marquise Walker to the 32. Henson is 2 for 2, a 23-yarder, and now a 26-yarder.
Brady eats you up alive, and you get the backup in there, and who is it? Drew Henson. And the talent-rich programs like Michigan have the capacity to keep coming at you with such talent and such good coaching. It makes for very tough days.
Player among high school players in the country, the #3 football recruit in the country. Fake to Askew, roll the other way, and it's Johnson wide open at the 20. To the 13, Diallo Johnson, 20 yards. Now to Dave Ryan.
Well, guys, we talked about Drew Henson's baseball skills. Now, assuming his baseball club, the New York Yankees, are still alive in the postseason, the American League Championship Series, Drew has a trip planned for Michigan's off week, October 16th. He's headed to Yankee Stadium for the first time ever to watch what he hopes are some of his future teammates in action. Now, after finals last year, Drew went right to extended spring training down in Florida, had a solid year for Florida A-League ball, high in A ball, hitting .280 with 3rd like to do with the Yankees in the majors within 3 years. Not bad, huh?
He's going to make his choice in 2 years. He says figures 2 more years here, and then he'll know what sport he's going to pursue, football or baseball. Nice to have choices like that. $2 million in the bank from the Yankees signing bonus. Speaking of baseball, Chris Fowler, what's happening today?
What an athlete.
Cross. Down to the 7. And you alluded to it earlier. It has to figure in Lloyd Carr's mind that this is a guy with options, and if you just stick him over and sit him on the bench 2 years in a row.
He's obviously a unique individual in that he has all this talent, and he's not going to just sit. He's too competitive, and people like him are built that way, and they should be.
Walker goes across on 3rd and 4. Henson, the better runner of the 2 quarterbacks. Took a pretty good hit by Ralph Turner.
Number 7 they had out there simulating Drew Henson's scrambling ability.
25-yarder by Delverne is good. So 4:27 to go. Michigan tacks on 3 more. 38-12 over Purdue. They are the key reasons they've blown out the Purdue Boilermakers. 38-12, 4:27 to go. Michigan navigating a tough September, starting it the way they hope to. They go to Ohio State next week. Home to Michigan State the week after. Penn State the week after that. They close it at improved Minnesota. 5 October opponents. with a combined record coming into today of 19-1. Shine has been running those out all day, and he stopped an inch away from making the same decision here. 15. Drew Brees apparently done for the day. David Edgerton, 6, 248. Now 20 of 49, 293-yard day. Lost a couple of fumbles, also picked off. They've played Penn State twice, lost twice. In fact, Penn State until today the last team to beat Purdue. Still haven't played Ohio State under Tiller. In this first meeting with Michigan State, home to Penn State. They wrap up against still undefeated Minnesota. As usual, he's the offense for better or worse for Purdue. And Anthony Thomas had his second 100-yard day, second best day of the year, with 116 and 2 touchdowns. It really took the game. 38-12, our final. Coming up next on ESPN, the Residence Inn College Game Day. For Dave Bryant and Bill Curry, Dave Barnett, so long from Ann Arbor, Michigan. 38-12, our final. Let's send you back to the studio and Chris Fowler.
The mistakes by the Purdue wide receivers. It's very easy to sit there and say, boy, Purdue just had an off day, but be very careful. Michigan has been doing this for years. I've seen it with my own eyes. They confuse quarterbacks. They mess up the timing and the rhythm of the wide receivers and the quarterback. They did the same thing today, messing up, disrupting the timing and the rhythm. This Michigan defense is incredible. Jim Herman's doing a great job.
I think you're right, and you give all the credit to Jim Herman. He really did a great job of confusing the Purdue attack. You know, they disguised their coverages. The receivers were confused, had a hard time picking things up. And